Good evening. Welcome back, everyone. We got a little crowd here. Any Bandana, Sean, Geek, and Christopher. Good evening, everyone. For those that are not watching the very important ads, I can get all my money, so which is why I'm doing this, right? Got an interesting one tonight. Hopefully everyone's doing all right. You guys probably saw it on Twitter or especially in Discord, me talking about it. Even Doppler, about an original IBM XT. We're going real old school, and this machine is, just about as old as I am. So the IBM original IBM came out the same year I was born as the DOS, and I just felt I should have worn my C prompt DOS T-shirt tonight, but oh well, missed opportunity. But we're talking real old school now, and it's interesting because I had a hand-me-down XT clone. I'm pretty sure my dad used that for like bookkeeping software for his company, and then eventually that ended up with me just for random gaming and didn't really do much. And I didn't know much about computers at the time. Probably chucked out the Model M keyboard or equivalent that it had because I didn't know what it was worth or cared about it anymore at that point. So anyway, you saw it on Twitter. Hi Zoe, coming up. All right. Picked up a quite a bit of lot of really old vintage computers. I mean, really old, like we're talking 80s, with some newer stuff too. But yes, Alicat is on the list. I know we did play that for Subtandy for streaming on the Tandy as well, but that was the Tandy enhanced version of Alicat. So we'll play Alicat because it is so iconic for the IBM, right? Interesting enough, I never really played it before testing it for the Tandy. I was not even aware of it, but it's just like you get into this area that's so early 80s. Some people grew up in that area and, or they have a fondness for that particular set of machines. Like, LGR is a big deal about the IBMs because, I mean, that's in this freaking logo, right? So, Joseph, welcome. So the XT is a fascinating machine, and I'll go over a little bit of how this machine is rigged right now because it took a while to get to this point. So, this is the actual metal case. So this isn't, it is an IBM XT. We are playing on this. It's just not the case that isn't on. Um, this machine, of course, is pretty simple to emulate now because it's so old that it can be very easily emulated on about anything. Uh, Evening Pixel Vibes, yes, I saw you just picked up an XT. Hopefully you didn't have to, get up to date on your shots after crawling through and getting that, but hopefully you can get yours working too because I had some trials and tribulations on mine. I'm not sure if yours is in fully original situation or not. Evening Ted? This particular machine came from another collector from me, the XT, and what he's done with it, he's replaced the power supply with a Pico PSU. So there it is completely silent because there is only one fan in the XT that I know of, which is the power supply, and there is nothing. So it is dead silent when you run it right now, which is weird. And the power supply is this small, hanging out inside the case versus, the big chunk that the normal power supply is. And it's got an external power brick. So it's completely silent. He did hardwire up the on-off breaker switch, so that still works. Just still got the satisfying ka-chunk, but it just powers on a little Pico PSU. So, which is of course more long, it can survive longer than the original power supply without servicing. Cat hair. Then he put a Gotek in there, which is probably one of the more common upgrades for this. Whew, that's early. It has a Gotek and also a adapter for the floppy drive to work with the controller card. So it has basically a controller card, I think a RAM expansion card, and then has a Oak. You'll see the specs here in a minute when we cycle through that. A Oak VGA card, a 640K, and that's really not a very powerful video card, but it works well for this because the video card is much newer. Than the machine, because the machine is like early 80s and the video card is from 1990, so that gives you an idea there. Oh no, I went poof. Oh, that's too bad. Here's the thing, I don't know much about it. I feel bad saying it as I'm messing with it now. I have not ever laid my hands on any 5150 or 5160, 5170, any of the early IBMs except to clone them when I was younger, when I didn't know much about computers. So I'm still learning. Oh yeah, that's right. We go back this weekend, I think, right here in Midwest. I think it was this weekend. Yeah, so you got the time difference even larger now. So, and we're smaller 1 hour. Right, whatever. Time's weird, man. So I don't have a lot of experience with XTs, and I feel bad saying that because I'm sure a lot of people are very familiar with the platform. Like, I watched many videos from LGR on them, and he does a fantastic job of covering them. So I mean, I have some experience on the 16-bit, especially Amiga and that kind of stuff, and some Commodore. But you get into this early, and I'm flying dark on a lot of stuff. So if this came, as they were, straight up, then there would be a lot of stuff to do. But in this case here, it is ready to roll, and I've learned a few things as I've worked on here. Inimboka? Yes, there's the graphics decelerator. Now, should that fail miserably, we do have, I also have from another pickup a long time ago, this is our chip VGA cards. I also have an EGA video card here. Yeah, this is an EGA card. So EGA was kind of the stopgap between CGA and VGA with some enhanced graphics, but it wasn't very long-lived, and I mean, um, Evening Revenant. Yep, it's DOS. It's DOS at all, and it has some interesting quirks. We'll get to there because I've had an interesting journey exploring this machine and getting to the point where now we're at tonight. So a few things I've done with this. Then there's a GoTech, of course, and I've used a software to generate the floppy images based on Exodus games. So I have about 24 games or so on here that are now playable. Now we can add more if we need to. Yeah, that's the thing. It's hard to do that, and that's why I think it's very popular to put a VGA card in these, because then you get VGA out. Now, I do have a CGA out converter, and that did work. Unfortunately, with this particular card, has a dip switch on the back that can switch to CGA. Switching to CGA, which is what the original IBM launched with, you can flip to it, but it won't boot from that. It basically just crashes. It can't get any further from the BIOS screen, or not the BIOS, but the basic boot It has basic on our IBM Basic as the default if you don't run a floppy on it. So it won't even get to that in CGA mode. So I fought with that for a long time. I tried different settings. There's dip switches on the motherboard and then on the video card, and it would just not play nice. Every time I messed with it, then it wouldn't boot for a while. I had to flip the switches back and forth until they worked. So I'm not going to mess with that. To capture audio, we have PC speaker. There's no sound out on these machines. It was just a bleep bloops. I have a alligator clip equipped mono cable where you basically clip one or the positive terminal to the solder blob on the PC speaker and the other one to the chassis to ground it, because there's only two wires that goes to PC speaker. It's on and off, or it's ground and line power. So it sends a power signal to make the speaker bleep, and that's it. And sine waves and all that stuff. And with that rigged into here, I can now capture the audio. So let me know if it is very grating, because we're capturing raw PC speaker here now from an electrical side of things, and that's enough to work. And I found a few articles on it. Trickster from Moby Game fame, and also the Old School Computer, and he's the one who is one of the organizers for VCF Midwest. Had a long article and a video on how to capture PC speaker sound, and this seemed like a good solution for me. So I hacked up a mono cable, an RCA mono cable, and then I basically cut off one side, and I took the sheath off, and that's basically the ground. So I took the sheath off, the inside metal that spun around, and then I twisted it, and I soldered an alligator clip on that, and then on the other one, I basically took the insulation off the lead wire and then put an alligator clip on that. And I clipped those two to the PC speaker, one to the lead, and then one to the chassis. And now we have capture. So it does work. Yes, so as far as specs go, right, we'll have the spec cycle through in a second here. But this is an 8088 4.77 megahertz processor, right? That's an Intel. This is the original 8088, the 80 class processor. It is not fast or strong. My point. But a lot of games were coded based on that, with the expectation that that's how fast it used. So, yeah, I remember that too. It's easy to forget now, but it took a while for PC gaming to really get going, right? When the Amiga came out and you had Mac and stuff, they were getting stuff. They were taking off pretty fast on the multimedia aspect of things compared to the PC. It took a while. You got the Sound Blaster standard and that kind of stuff, and you got VGA and Super VGA graphics and things like that, and things started to actually start, be good. And there was definitely gaming to be had before that, but it's like we will see tonight, much more rudimentary, especially by the time we got to mid-80s then when the competitors started coming out, especially, Mac had a lot of games. And then, yeah, the Amiga, just blew everything out of the water, right? And even Atari machines and stuff like that had a lot of games on it, Commodore in general. But PC was you know, mid-80s was not a good gaming machine compared to other options. It took a while, but then once the PC took off, then it just, you know, it really took off, right? It became the standard. So, not saying allegiances, but I mean that was my experience as well. So we have then the Oak decelerator card in here. We have what I understand is 640K of memory on board for the entire machine. The video card is 640K as well, video memory, which is pretty high, but it's a 1990 adapter. This is an adapter you might have run Windows 3.11 with, right? So it's much newer than the machine is. But it makes us be able to capture VGA easily. So I have the CJ out. It does work. So yes, yeah, Texelec is awesome. He shows up at VCF Midwest as well. Chatted with him a little bit, but he has so many good things. What I would like to do is use the XT IDE to put a hard drive, put a hard drive in this machine, and that would save a lot of hassle with the GoTech right now. So, yeah. Yeah, that's a good thing. There was a lot of cool hack jobs in the beginning, right, before we started getting the proper standards. So that's neat, though. The speaker that's internal can do quite a bit, but as we'll see tonight, I have a few other tricks up my sleeve too. There was a demo coded by none other than the same trickster, or part of the coding, which is called 8088 miles an hour, which is a demo made specifically for the original IBM with CJ, and it's very peculiar and specific, and it was something you don't think would be possible the way they do things. Because the demo scene was huge on the Commodore, on the Amiga, and stuff like that, and eventually the PC, but the original IBM PC was not powerful enough to do many of the automatic things you assume, like, you know, scaling and rotation, and I don't know the terminology, but all the stuff you expect from a gaming environment. You can't do that on the original IBM, so anyway, we have a few different interesting things here. We'll go to the big screen here now because we're just at a DOS prompt. And the reason we're at a DOS prompt is because I loaded a floppy with DOS 3.3. If you do not load a floppy, there is nothing. That goes to basic. And I can even show that. I'm going to unplug the GoTech. So I have here is then the USB sticks. Now if I Control-Delete the machine, it will just reboot, and we'll see what it looks like here now. So we got a nice little fancy color oak thing. There we have the beep. Hopefully you guys heard that, but then that's what you're going to hear. Let me know if it's too loud or if it's too grating or whatever. We'll see if it boots on the first try. Sometimes I have to reboot it a couple times. It's a little finicky. There we go. Now we're in IBM Basic. This is what you get. If you don't load a floppy, there's no hard drive on here, this is all you get. So now you can write a basic command, but you can also do just beep. So I don't really know basic. I messed with it like back in junior high, maybe or high school. Like junior high, I think. QBasic. Many of us probably played the Gorilla game that was included with the DOS and everything. But I don't have much experience on BASIC besides that. I know you can code a ton of stuff in BASIC. But yeah, here basically have the PC BASIC that came straight through. So, oh, that's right. There's another demo for that, yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It's like you think of... like, and again, I don't know this in detail, but like a lot of stuff we take for granted now on consoles, like, yeah, you know, scaling and enter and never, I don't know what the break is, but then you'll just sit with that forever. You get a lot of stuff for free with game consoles, right? Because they have built-in, often extra processors to do the scaling. The IBM has none of that, literally nothing. It's just, I mean, but it was never meant for this. It was meant for those that don't know BASIC there, all he's saying is he's writing code that just loops forever, for all eternity. Line 10, go to 20. On line 20, go to 10, and you just loop forever. And then you put in, you know, a very deep, profound letter or word in there, like, you know, fart or something. So the GoTech allows me, and it's just a standard GoTech flash with the flash floppy firmware, allows you to basically cycle through different floppy images. And there's a software to generate the software or the floppy images if you don't have them. But an XT IDE internal hard drive will be even better. It does not use IDE, it uses XT IDE. So you need an adapter. Like Pixel mentioned, the Texelec is a fantastic designer of many cool accessories for these old computers. And I have to take a look at that replica ad lib thing. So, I think I said hi, Sean, earlier. But so what I'm using right now is, so I'll show that too, because it came with the original Model F keyboard, which is awesome. This is the original keyboard then that would ship with the XT. And it's very, very, very clicky. But it is also not very responsive. I don't know what it is. It weighs a ton. I mean, it's just pure metal. And it's that's a very musty smell too. I think that the membrane or I think there's a foam backing here or something in there. It's just not very good. And you have to hit each key like 3-4 times for it to register. So it needs servicing, taken apart, but it's just like this. This is the original mechanical keyboard, like the original ones, the buckling spring. However, it's so heavy. I couldn't get that to work. It does work, which is a AT connector. However, instead I'm using an actual Model M keyboard, which has a PS2 cable, and then I use a PS2 to AT adapter, just a passive adapter, and it works fine. Then I can, type. It works fine. So that's what I'm using tonight. Like anything would work really, because as long as it's got, AT. But those passive adapters are easy enough to use. But that works fine. So this keyboard also probably needs to be taken apart and cleaned up. But yeah. Oh yeah. So what Dop was talking about there, a poke would basically touch the bit or whatever in the memory, and you can mess with stuff, all kinds of funny stuff with that if you know where to touch. So it's a good touch, I guess. So we're gonna plug this in. I don't have Monkey Island on here actually, because I wanted to stay with some really old school games, honestly. It might be, maybe it is. That's the thing. I'm just not familiar enough with it. But this Model M keyboard, you can use this, and it does support it, apparently. It works fine. So I have a Model M keyboard with a PS2 adapter, and that goes to a PS2 cable. And then I have that adapted to an AT, to my knowledge. That's it, and it works fine. So and it's just the DIN connector with the pins on the bottom. So we're going to load that in there. Now it's going to pick up floppy 1, and we're going to reboot again. If it works, there we go. And I want to show something that's really cool. Beep. Unfortunately, my capture software doesn't like that. It keeps rescaling, so I have to manually switch things around. So apologize for that. I have to do that manually. Should load, otherwise I'm going to have to reboot it again. You never know. There we go. So now it actually asks for it. There's no clock memory on this thing. So, yep, it is definitely 1980. Now we're in DOS, and there is some stuff that's on here. And DOS 3.3 is era appropriate for this, as a newer upgrade. You can run any DOS you want on here. It will support 6.2.2 just fine, but don't expect to run, 6.2 era games on here, maybe besides simple ones. I mean, the 8088 would drag on for quite some time, but by the time the 286 came around, it was outclassed pretty easily. And I believe you can throw in like a NEC V30 in here to speed it up, but then the problem with that, in this case, is a lot of the original games were coded with this clock cycle in mind, so I don't know if it does. It looks like it. Yeah, there you go. That's the thing, too. If you're familiar or used to DOS 6.2.2, which I have a feeling most of us, that's where we spend most of the time for our age, or, when it's on a DOS equivalent, some of these commands, you start doing stuff and like, oh, that doesn't exist in DOS yet, so you can't do that. And like, you get stumped because some of the stuff, like in the original or DOS 3.3, del tree is not a command. You have to delete. You have to delete each folder and remove it. So, gotcha. Perfect. Thank you. Tech Left Behind. That's exactly right. So, yeah, this is what came on. This is from the WinWorld PC DOS 3.3, or sorry, PC DOS image. This is PC DOS, so shipped with IBM, not MS DOS, PC DOS. So, anyway, so we have a few games here now. But one thing I want to show that's really, really neat. If I switch to this floppy now, so I'm pressed into GoTech, I switch to floppy 24, and I do a directory again now, I get the floppy that's in here now, and that allows me to very quickly switch floppies around with no extra work. But anyway, that mortgage.bas file is what came with the image. So something I realized after I messed with all the dip switches like crazy on this video card and also on the motherboard, and I couldn't get CGA to work, this emulates CGA and EGA for compatibility purposes. So it is a VGA card outputting VGA signals that synchronizes to a, PC VGA. I'm playing on a CRT, right? And you're capturing in VGA and all that stuff. VGA mode is a software engine that lets you switch what the emulation is being used with. So, after my fighting with these dip switches, I could just do this, and now we're in CJ mode. And then I shook my head. I spent hours trying to get this thing to boot in CJ mode. Oh, there's software for that, because it's a VGA card emulating the older standards. It's not actually technically running them. So that was fun, and I figured that out. But then I can switch back to VGA mode if I want or whatever. And of course, my software gets wonky when I do that. There we go. But, you know, we can go to EJ mode if we want. Here you go, EJ mode. I have never used EJ mode for anything, so it might be fun to explore that and test which games that do it. But in most games, we're gonna run VGA mode. But there's some games that require CGA, including the 88 mile an hour demo. It's expecting CGA because it uses some CGA trickery, and the scaling is completely it's just messed up. So it's real neat to have this software mode here. Now, is this going to be as good as probably a true raw CGA card? I'm guessing probably not, but it gives us a lot of flexibility. I say I'm not sure I followed your meaning there on that one, but so yeah, we can run a lot of these games in CJ. Well, let's switch to CJ mode, because this is what this machine would have shipped with, right? So I think the scaling is correct still. It looks right. It does look a little squished, but that's what I see it on my screen as well, I think. Yeah. Yeah, so we might just try 88 miles an hour first and see, because it is really freaking impressive. That's going to be floppy 12. Stand by. Here we go. Yeah, that's the thing, I wonder. You're probably right. I tried running it on the VGA mode directly, and that did not work at all. So we're just going to give it a try here. Because, yeah, they... Oops, I forgot. I can't do up either. 88 mph. They do just amazing trickery to make this work. This should not... This would not have been thought possible, right? The fact that we're able to code this correctly. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. Whee! We got a roller. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work very well. See the amount of trickery they use. Anyone motion sick yet? View on a color composited monitor or TV. Yeah. So I think that that's not going to work because, yeah, you're right. It basically is expecting the instruction sets and everything to be a CGA card versus the emulated one. So the emulated one probably can't translate that very well. So we do have this for games, but then the amount of abuse they use to make that work. Now, I was able to run it in the VGA mode standard, but didn't seem to do very well. So we may not be able to run that tonight. We need a CGA card for it, and Pixel, maybe yours has that, which, I mean, it was made to be run on original hardware. So, but let's go to one that I was playing here, which works fine in the VGA mode, actually, which is Cosmic Crusader, which I had never heard of, but people were on Twitter were recommending it, and it seemed like they had fond memories of it, so. Keyboard is not super responsive. It's functional, but I think we probably need right mode now. Or which one's better here now? Supposed to be. That's too wide. I think this is the better one. There we go. Yeah, we'll find out. Bleeps and bloops. You know what I did to lower the volume on the PC speaker in my real life here? I put a dish rag over it so that it's not too loud for me. Let me know if you guys hear it like echoing or something, but yeah. I mean, they're abusing it like crazy, right, to make it work, but this is the audio you would have got back then, right? So yeah, we're gonna check our set keys, and then too loud. Yeah, it sounds better in other games. I know in this particular one it sounds crazy, but I don't know if it's just running too fast or what's going on. But in other games it sounds better. I can just play without the audio too. But in this particular one, it's kind of crazy. Now, it is a direct line to the speaker, right? So it's the best I could do on a short notice, but it is definitely too loud. So I think that what they recommended was that you put a um, I was gonna say a resistor in line on this capture thing because it would lower the volume basically. So I may have to do that, but um, so it is not a clone CGA card in this case. It is actually a full VGA card. Info. It is a full VGA card that emulates CGA, basically. It's not a clone, so now I don't have a resistor. I just kind of ran with it because I saw someone else doing it. It sounded fine when I was testing it, but maybe it's not coming through in capture very well. Let's see. It's going to do left, and then D, stop, fire, and shield. There we go. And my part selection? No, sadly not. I only have VGA cards and then a EGA card, unfortunately. So I don't have an actual original CGA card. I don't know what the... I think that the 5150 that I got too in this lot, not the XT, the 5150 that I got was also with a VGA card, I'm pretty sure, because the person I got it from, he was using it with VGA monitors, right? So, like many of us would have to do. There we go. Whee! Oh, yeah, you're probably right. It's probably overdriven. That's very loud in here, too. But it's interesting because, like, it sounds abrasive, but this sounds abrasive in real, too. Like, the actual piece of speaker in the room right now, it is very loud and overdriven. So I don't think it necessarily is the capture, because other games sound just fine. I think it's just this game. We'll just turn off the sound for now. It is just super abrasive. Great round. Maybe I'll try it again there. Shouldn't even record that score there. Actually, focus here now. While you say it, it's, you know, it's sounds very distorted and overdriven. I think that it does sound better in other games. So it may just be this particular game that's that loud. But it's easy to forget how, you know, having a sound standard, you know, spoiled us in a sense that I didn't start playing DOS games and stuff like that until Sound Blaster was an established standard, and it made gaming much easier. Aha, instead of shooting where you are, you should have been shooting where I was going to be. Well, I lost 2 lives there in rapid succession. It's, you know, very Space Invader-y, of course, but we turn it back on. Ah. It is incredibly abrasive. It's just... And that's the thing, it's like, I think it's just this game, because this sounds super distorted even in real life. Like, it is incredibly distorted right now in real life. If I get a copyright strike on this one... Alley Cat, for example, sounded fine. All the other games I tried were not nearly as overdriven as this game. I don't know what it is with this particular one. Dang it. Yeah, I'm using alligator clips actually for the leads right now. But like I said, like right now, when I listen to the speaker right here, it sounds incredibly distorted. So I think it's just this particular game is just either having it very high. I don't think there's any way to... I don't think there's any way to, you know, change the volume or anything, but... Of course, I control it in OBS, but that's just for my line in, so... Because, I mean, I feel that the original IBM was just kind of littered, you know, better or worse for a lot of these original, you know, semi-arcade ports, but, you know, games like this run just fine, so... We're doing a little better now. Aha! I forgot about the shield, too. Gotta focus. This is intense arcade action, but it's fun. I could have seen playing lots of hours on this one. I used a shield. Just instinct. Ah! It's hard. But it's like if you got a machine like this and, you know, whether it was your, you know, your parents' like work machine or something, and you weren't going to be picky for games, right? Ah. Yeah, Paratroopers Honor as well. We'll definitely try that one. I'm not very good at this one. I'll do one more round. Apparently I'm very bad at this one, but... See, I'm filling the leaderboard. I mean, so clearly that guy must know what he's doing. But yeah, we'll try another game and see how the volume is, because I am pretty sure it's just this here. Now, that said, the resistor can probably help. I'm not going to deny that, because the idea being is that you're muting the signal a little bit to make it cleaner and not so overdriven, but I think it was just in this game. I do not know how I dodged that, but, I mean, pure skill here. It is a very interesting and satisfying feel to be doing this on a mechanical keyboard of this vintage, because it's very clickety-clackety. But this was your gaming experience, you know? So when I was desperate to, when I had the XT, the XT clone or whatever that I got from my dad's business, I was desperate for any game, and he didn't have this because, you know, he was trying to talk to his buddies that were all using it for business stuff. And they didn't have any games. They had drink mixing programs and Christmas songs and that kind of stuff, you know, they thought were neat. But I asked several times if he could ask his buddies for games, and I never got any games. It was a sad state of affair. Instead of playing on my Nintendo instead. It was arguably, you know, way better as a gaming thing anyway, but... Oh, I see. You build up shield. Aha. That's true. Should be doing business stuff. Doesn't even have a boss mode. Ramming speed. It's actually quite effective to do that. Oh. You got the UFO. No resemblance at all to Space Invaders here. You know, Cosmic Crusader. It's pretty intense, actually. There we go. Aha. Say, phrasing. I'll try to talk at the same time, and, you know, invested in here now. I see several people recommended this as a, and you can see it's running in the CGA color palette mode, even though we're running in the VGA mode. So we get the kind of best of both worlds there. So they have more lives. Another guy. Ramming speed. Ah. Oh, his shot. Ugh. I have more lives than I thought I did. There we go. Got the last guy. I think I get a life every time I beat a stage. It's actually quite effective to just do that when they come in clusters like that. Just use the shield to ram them. Oh, that might have been it. I have one more guy. I can't quote. If you, oh, move to the end line, drop down one line, increase speed, reverse direction. That's a great Futurama There we go. Now we got a good score, so... yeah. Oh, that's a lot of good games. Although, phrasing, yeah. Now, I do not believe there's a way to... So here's the thing with these games. You can tell, Jane? There's the wild west of how to exit a game, because many games do not have an exit, because they might have been designed as a loader, a bootloader, so you basically just boot it from the floppy, or you just reset the machine. And that's what I have to do in a lot of these. A lot of games do not have, or at least an unknown key combination to exit the game. So we'll be doing a lot of reboots tonight just to make that happen. So, but I'm trying to think. I'm looking at my list here of games, but we can know about Alley Cat. It's such a classic one. But I'm going to reset the floppy to 1 and do a reboot, because that is the only way to get out of this. There you go, little rainbow colors showing like, ooh, we have color. It's complaining that my audio bitrate is low. The audio stream's current bitrate, 0, is lower than recommended bitrate. Well, yeah, but it's not 0 because you can hear me. You can hear the blips and bloops, so... yeah. That's the thing, too. Yeah, you got to do Control-Delete to reboot. It's the only option, really. But there was just not a standard thing then, you know. With the Alt F4 you get in Windows later and stuff like that, there was nothing to exit. Some games are Control-Q, some are Control-X, some are Shift-X, some are just Q, some are like Control-D, just totally random stuff. You never know what you're going to get, so... Alley Cat is 10. Stand by. So I iterated the GoTech now to floppy 10, and if I do a directory listing now, here's Alley Cat. And cat should run then in CGA mode now. It is using BGA, but it's... See how much less distorted this sounds? Like, this sounds like Alley Cat should, to my knowledge. Now, let me know if it's too quiet or too loud, but I think it's just that one game that was really overdriven. I think I need to go to... need to be in that mode, okay. Damn, I need to mess with the setting here. Very charming. I just dumps you right in here. No, I don't have a joystick. I'm a kitten. Sound on and off restarts the game, returns you to this menu, exit puts the game into pause mode. And that's the thing too, is like, this sounds good. So yes, I could see adding the resistor to there would be beneficial, but I think it's just that one game. I picked a poor one to start on. But that one just goes bonkers. I don't know if this game has CPU like protection in the sense that will it run too fast or too slow. I don't know. Some games would run like hyperspeed, right, on the wrong kind of thing. So, Indian Lone Wolf Nico. Oh, sorry, change your name. Just setting again here. Gotta find the right phase. Sorry, it may not always show up, and I'm obsessed about getting the best capture I can from these things. So, I mean, this is raw VGA capture from the machine directly. So, depending on when it's switching around resolution, a whole bunch of stuff, then the phase gets out of whack. It's an analog signal, and that's when you get the blurriness or fuzziness sometimes. So, Control Y. Well, see, thank you for looking that up. Like, yes, Control Y, which is not shown on this screen, is the exit to DOS. Like, perfect. It's just the Wild West of keyboard shortcuts back in the era. All right, so Control S is sound, all right, and you just get... We played this on the Tandy. I love the... Oh, this cat is just a jerk cat, if I'm right. And the controls are rough. But this, I think, was an impressive game for being... I mean, it's very deep. I don't know if anyone has attempted that. I didn't want to... Oh, I was going to jump out. Trying to make it so that they have to clean up. It's pretty devious. I'm also very fuzzy on what I can climb and what I can't here. It's a very charming game when you think about it. Aha! So I have to catch the fish, I assume. We're running out of health here now. Yep, glove. Oh, the poor kitty drowned. That's not very nice. Well, yeah, ouch. It's a very, very charming game. And I think it's super neat for him been for this era, but it's really weird on the controls. They're just so... Oh, that... Come here, you mouse. It's super delayed, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not that bad at playing, I think, but... Yes, got the mouse. That's true. But it's very charming. One that is really still fun to play, really, but... we did run it on the Tandy, which gave us a more advanced video mode, I believe, than just the CGA here. Meow. And this cat can jump, man. Come on, jump. Squeak. Aw, mouse knocked me down. You're gonna play one game on the original IBM. It has to be this one, probably. This one I'm still confused on. I think you need to get to the top without getting messed with the cats and the arrows. Get out of my way, cat. Ow, this one's super hard. Was the case cats say rats when he gets knocked down? I think what always struck me with this game is that it's just so fast. It's just like, it's just so many things going on. You're trying to get as many points, of course, as you can, because it's a video game and there's points. Alright, now see if I can get this here. I'm terrified of getting a drowning kitty here. Swim up! Clever use of color. There's no way I can get all of those without... I'm swimming, I'm trying! Ah, I really tried. I really tried. Poor cat. I failed you, cat. Alas! Yeah. I don't know. It's very clever programming, and I think the game holds up really well. It's super charming. I'm a little amazed we've never seen like a remake or a new version of this. This was made by IBM, I think, or not, at least someone associated with IBM. It's kind of like a showcase for games like this early. That's true. They should have a Alley Cat be a thing in Stray. So I'm using a 101 keyboard, just a Model M, standard Model M keyboard with an adapter. The Model F, unfortunately, is not very responsive. That came with this machine. I do have it behind me here, but it's not. It's Control Y for quitting. Yeah, it is. Now we're back at the low resolution there. Also, what I found, there's no CLS. Oh, there's the CLS. Never mind. I thought it wasn't. Clear the screen. We're now in the lower column mode here following that game. But yeah, the Model F I have is not very responsive. I made it almost unbearable to play just about any game. So I had to abandon that. And I think it has to be taken apart. I think there's a foam backing or something like that for the Model Fs that can really mess around. So, okay. That's a good tip. I'll try it next time. I haven't tried this one yet. We'll see if that one works. It's also another iconic game. Qbert. So, PC Qbert. See if that runs in VGA mode or if we have to force CGA first. All right. This almost looks like a VGA or a EGA mode here. Some level. Colors, but I guess with CGA you can switch the PAL around, right? So, press return for option screen. What's the option? Select color or black and white. We definitely want color because we got the power. F6 for difficulty. Oh, there's the difficulty. 1. Sound is on. Toggles the sound. It's just, again, you have like Wild West of, you know, function keys and what things do and everything. Okay, there's a mode number. And that's the thing, it's like I'm so unfamiliar with the original IBM stuff or the original DOS stuff. I'm so more, like, all my real DOS experience is at least 5.0 and forward, above all in 622, a couple of Windows 95 and Windows 98, so let's see. Oh, how do I just get dumped right back? Okay. I wanted to play the game, but escape at least gets me out of the game just like that. Press space to play. All right. Aren't you filled with joy using it? What's wrong with you? Oh, we're having a good start here. I love it. You gotta be faster than that, I guess. Oh my. Evening Korvamutori. Is it Korvamutori? Let's finish. Try it again. I don't know. I don't think I've tried Captain Comic. If it can run on a... And a lot of these games from that era can run on this processor, just not very fast, right? So I'm gonna get a hell out of dodge for those things here. Liquor fest going on here now. Ah, that ball was waiting for me. I always find it funny too, and maybe I'm generalizing horribly now, being from Sweden. Feels like a lot of Finns know Swedish, and virtually no Swedes know Finnish. Ah! Coming right for us. There's probably strategy involved here, and I'm just winging it. Oh. Got boxed in by the snake? Why's there a snake? I have really not played Q-Board much either. I know you have to, like, just color all the blocks, basically. You hop diagonally, that was the big thing. There we go, yay, bonus. That's pretty much it. But, it's a fun arcade game, like, it was one of those arcade ports. You know, I probably can. Whoa, I can, takes me back to the top. Thanks for the tip. You got really, like, an LSD trip there. So trip is not to box yourself in. Oh, the egg spawns snakes. This is challenging. The thing is, he's cussing, right, which is so cool. I'll try one more round here. I'm capturing it right. So yeah, it's weird trying to scale all this stuff. I think it's too shrunk on the screen, honestly. Probably more like that, but then it's too broad. And we'll just run like this. I also have to deal with a slightly off aspect ratio because I'm roughing it, but it's getting right. Like, I didn't have enough time to mess with that enough, but just getting the right aspect ratio and the scaling on all these games is it's just another thing. Most of them aren't using standard stuff, but it's in general the standard DOS resolution here, so really? Avoid the top there in the beginning. But this was ported on just about everything, I think. And I actually ran into and talked to the guy who ported this to the C64. I actually bought some stuff from him or some games, but he's the one... He's the one that worked on... Ah, so you knock everyone off, too. Like the trump card. Woo! Pretty responsive. I don't have a little portrait on here, but I can be arranged if needed. But I got a few other games here, too. I do have Oregon Trail on here, too, because it's so iconic, but it does run in the Enhanced VGA mode. Nice. Nuke him. It did, in fact, not nuke him. Woo! Haha. Haha, I don't get it. Ah, there was a dude right. There was a dragon underneath there. This is hard. Like, you look back at these arcade games with arcade ports, like, they're brutal. Because they're often meant, you know, for... It's so slow when a lot of things happening here. But I mean, again, this would have been fine to play with. This is what you had, you know? Well, that's not fair. I should have waited. Oh well. There's Q-Bird anyway. Not much more to say about Q-Bird. It's what it is, but it's an arcade port, right? So, and everything that comes with that. And I think Escape just dumped us out on the... Yeah, just dumped us on an A prompt. And now I have to do... There we go. Yeah, it switches around, whatever. Because, I mean, how long would it take for an 8088 processor at 4.7 megahertz to render a frame from any advanced game like that? It would take a while. A game that I really tried that I had no idea existed, but I got really into. I'll show here now if I can flip around here. It's a really neat little game. I saw people recommend it. And it's called Lawnmower. It's exactly what it sounds like. It is Lawnmower Simulator in ASCII version, basically. That's the thing, you look at a lot of those, I believe it. You look at the early, you know, 3D, quote, games or whatever, and probably took forever to render those frames. I don't need instructions, because I know what to do here now. So, this is a game of mowing the lawn. And you have a set amount of blades, things like that going on. We're going to start at 1, and I want a slower, because so... Of course we want sound. We're mowing the lawn. Get it? Watch out for the gopher. This won't get boring at all. Listen to that sound. So, how's everyone, everyone's day going? Listen to this PC speaker rendition of a lawnmower engine. Dang it. I'm too afraid of hitting the hedge there. There we go. You don't want to hit any rocks or anything like that. And Dwarf Fortress as well is using ASCII, right? So... This is, I don't know, this is charming as hell. Now, you can have a faster speed, and I think you can definitely set that, but I'm not sure if you can change it on the fly. But I would have just eaten this up. If I had access to this kind of game back then. Oops, I hit something. Dang it. Also know that the... Okay, we have some capture flicker going on. I'm going to try and fix that here in a second. Nope, there's no pause. But this is, like, therapeutic, right? And also the fact that the PC speaker is just chipping away. Of course, you can have sound off, but I don't know the shortcuts for it now. Yeah, I hit there, and if you hit too many times, then your blade breaks, and you have to go back to the shed to get a new blade. That's a lot of rocks here now. It's therapeutic, even though it's the entire time. Good thing I can't see my pattern, because it would look horrible. Alright. No, yeah, I think you actually, if you hit the gopher, then you actually lose a blade. Kind of would be good if you could turn off the, sound while playing. And also, the mower's got a really good turn radius. It's got a 0 turn, because it can turn immediately. I'll say, you'd think that the gopher would lose in a situation like that, but they just needed more obstacle or hazards in this game. I do not know how you would have been able to do this on the speed 8. Take your pick, I guess. Whatever you... Here's your lawn, sir. It's now a burned black charcoal remains of your lawn. I mean, I'm already getting into this. It is the stupid thing, but it's that satisfying thing that the Power Wash Simulator does, and, you know, the newer Lawnmower Simulator ones do it too. Is that did not respond to my key there. That you, that, you know, slow peeling or whatever going on here, right? That's what... It's very therapeutic and interesting. Those are stones. And it's funny, because when I booted this first, I didn't get the right graphics mode, so all I saw was just the lawnmower and, like, the gopher. And I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, it makes no sense at all. And then I realized what, move the gopher. And then when I got the right video mode going, then it made sense, so... And I mean, this is impressive considering the time, too. It's like they were pretty creative in how they do this. I only broke 4 hits. Mow out this, Return to the mower. That's a lot of holes. I won't say anything, but, that's, like, this lawn is not looking healthy now. Back to the shed. Yay! I earned 69 bucks. That's pretty good, actually. That didn't take long at all. It was a pretty good return on investment there. Yeah, this game kind of struck me a little bit because I could totally get into this. Oh, wow. Can I change the sound or anything? There's a hedge maze? That's brutal. Oh, it did not go. Dog. Well, I want to hit the dog, I guess. Why is the dog running around while I'm mowing? That doesn't seem very safe at all. Hey, dog, go get the gopher. Yeah, you got ripped. You should have gone with a higher rate there. Well, you know, I did a very, very professional job, so. It is on a rail. I have nothing on there now. It controls with the alphanumeric keys on the right-hand side, or the numpad. Oops. Whoops! I drove my mower right in the lake. Oh, that's a rock too. And I believe that gets deducted from my earnings there, because I literally sank the mower into the water. We already drowned a cat. We don't even mow the dog too. I'm just gonna do a chaotic neutral mowing in a random pattern here. I don't know if there's a way to stop either here. I assume I just get a blade deduction if I hit the dog. I just die. I lost a mower. I'll hit the dog. Because they assume I'm evil doing that. They're partially right, so... Oh, this is really hard. There's a gopher there. Move it, gopher. Need a new blade. Can't cut anymore. He's not cutting anymore because we broke the blade. I mean, you see getting into this game, right? It's super like a game like this could be released today or today, I think, and would do just fine because it's like it's cool and it's ASCII and you know it's neat. Totally playable now. Right, I was gonna fix the. I don't think there's a pause button. The analog video is just not right now. Oops. Can I just sit there? Timer's running, isn't it? This. Dang it, just can't cut it quite right. There we go, it's a little better. I'm just too picky. Evening, Sukra. No, we're playing Lawnmower, for the PC-DOS from, like, 1984 or whatever this is. While it looks like Dwarf Fortress, it is a lawn mowing simulator. Isn't it everything you ever dreamed of? A dog and... Go away. Ah! Let's see. Alright, I'm focusing. It's hard. It's not always super responsive either. I do have to commend the little PC speaker for putting up with this basically abuse here now. The suspense is unbearable. Whoops. Why is the dog chasing the mower? I guess I know the answer to that is a dog, but... Well, it's realistic, right? That's exactly what a mower sounds like. Oh, I hit the gopher and that was enough for me to knock me off the game. Wow. Brutal. I keep running into that rock. They put that rock on purpose there. Oh, there's water. Well, it's a simple idea because it uses, you know, character art, right, or ASCII characters. Oh my, that's some fine dad level joke there. Kind of want to stop, but I don't know how to now anymore. You have to fit. Oh, the dog. I am bad running on the mowers. Yep, on the mowers. You wrecked all the mowers. $10 a piece. Congratulations. Congratulations. I congrated? Wait. Uh, apparently the mowers were really, really cheap back in the 80s. I don't think that's the case, but I still made it out with 50 bucks, even if I crashed 3 mowers. I see. So I ran into a gopher, and that blew up the mower. Maybe it was a gopher from Caddyshack. I ran into a dog, which blew up the mower. I ran into water, which blew up the mower, and that cost me 30 bucks. Cool game. I don't think they have the appropriate values for the money here. Well, of course I'm going to show the high scores. Greg. I am not, sadly, but let's see what else we have. That's right. We can try something that we know is more of a hit. So, I would like to think. I mean, I have a feeling what would happen if you ran with a riding mower over a gopher would not be a good encounter for the gopher, I would think. But very realistic game. But still, I could have totally gotten into this. I could see playing this now and spending time on it. And I think that's just 87, yeah. So it's just the controls are a little sluggish because of the time. Now, you can run it at a higher speed. The default is 8, which is like super fast. I couldn't even remotely keep up with that. But I guess it's a cool idea because you have the how much money you're earning versus what are you having to pay out for your mistakes and whatnot. So let's try one that I know is pretty popular here. And that will be Paratrooper. Still in yellow here, so Trooper. We'll see if that runs in VGA mode, or if I have to... It's fine here, yeah. That sounds like the intro to like one of the 2 Unlimited songs. Sounds very similar, actually. Now, this was like a decade before, so who copied who here? Yes, instructions, please. Do not allow enemy paratroopers to land. Yeah, very familiar. I mean, it's like, it's one of the, I think it's 2 Unlimited, There's No Limit, but they made another one too. Like, they had a few different songs, but one of them had a very similar intro there. It was like, it sounded like it was a cover, but it's like, this is 10 years before that. So you have the guns, and that's it. You need to try and avoid everyone. Ah. Yeah, take that. Oh, you get... Wow, you used up... Your shots are based on... Your, shots come from your score. Oh, don't bomb me! Oh, wow. Ouch. Yeah. That sounds super similar. No, there's no limit, right? I was thinking, like, I'm gonna get a copyright mark on a DOS game from 1982, but yeah, it runs impressively well on this here too, but it's hard. Brutal. It's fast. Super hectic. Yeah, your bullets are based on your points, so... Wow, harsh. One hit. Yeah, probably. You're probably right, but it sounds so similar to that No Limit now. I gotta go listen to that after this, but... I had, in the, at least in Europe, it was very common in the 90s to have those, like, mixed CDs. Or not mixed CDs, but CDs with dance music. I used to buy a ton of them. And one of them had There's No Limit on there. But I know Paratrooper is pretty legendary. There were later versions of it, too. It almost runs too fast. But yeah, there's a lot of arcade games like this, right, for this era. I don't like those bombers there at all. Ah! It is so hard to hit those. Man. Yeah, this game doesn't joke around, my goodness. It would be a real effort to get anywhere real in this game. Comes the bombers. Wow. That is hard. Goodness. Only one more try, but like we can hear the PC speaker now. It's not overdriven or anything like that. So, because there's a blog. There's a blog, Nerdly Pleasure, I think, and whoever's behind that, they've done a lot of testing and different things, and I've used them as a resource quite a bit, including where he made, or he or she, I'm not sure, made the cable in question here, and they were talking about how that Trickster recommended putting the resistor in the middle, but in this case they did not, and it sounded fine. And he had a couple of like audio clips from different game captures that sounded perfectly fine. So, and he was using XT specifically, so I figured I'd try the same, and it does seem to be fine. You'd think it's just that one game that is the volume in the game is just way too loud. It's causing overdrive, but this is also a good game. But my goodness, it doesn't joke around at all. But I do believe you're not allowed to shoot down like paratroopers in the air. That sounds very horrible. But yeah, it's impressive. It is impressive. Particle physics. Oh, here come the bombers. No, I was not a paratrooper. I was in the the anti-aircraft division in the military. So, oh my goodness. So in the army, just for anti-aircraft stuff. But so for capture and speaker, I mentioned earlier, but it's basically so the PC speaker has basically two wires to go to, right? One is basically signal data, and one is ground. That's it, because it is just power on, power off, power on, power off. That's all it does. So in this case here, I found several articles about it, and Trickster, the person behind Moby Games and VCF Midwest and a lot of other stuff, he had tested this as well. And what you do is you basically take an alligator clip, solder that to a mono wire, clip that on the solder joint on the PC speaker. So now you have where the signal comes in, and you take the other, the sheath of the cable and solder on another alligator clip and clip that to the chassis for ground. And that's it. So that's what I do. It's basically a RCA mono cable that I harvested, cut off one end, solder two alligator clips to, and we're good to go. It works great, honestly. I mean, it's fine. So how do you exit this game? Each bullet you fire costs you 1 point. Press space for to play. Use the up or 8 key stops. Okay, so that's how you fire. But do not allow enemy paratroopers to land on either side of your gun base. If 4 paratroopers land on one side of your base, they'll overpower your defense and blow up your gun. Yeah. I think it would do that, but I didn't want to play again. Alright. Now I don't know how to quit this game, so... I think it would play Prince of Persia. There is an earlier DOS version of it, I think, that... It's funny because, you know, you play on later DOS machines and getting the piece speaker, like, it's not even thinkable, but back then, here now, of course you could put a Sound Blaster in here. Ah! They got a little further. As far as I know, it's, you know, you could put a Sound Blaster and use it now. Depends on, you know. As far as I know, you can add a sound card in these things. Now, no games from this era are going to play nice with a sound card. They're not going to use it, but you could play like mid-80s games or late 80s games on these things if you wanted to, but it's not going to run fast. You know, you should probably stop sending guys. Whatever it is, I'll send wave after wave of men at your disposal. Ah. Oh, come the bombers. Oh, they come from different directions! Oh, I'm screwed. Hey! My backsplash explosion there took care of that problem there. Wow. Well, I got a 292 score there, but I don't know how to quit the game now. But, you know, this is a fine arcade title, but my fingers hurt from playing that so aggressively there. I know one that's pretty good here now. But yeah, we have to probably Control-Delete out of here. That's fine. Some games require me to do that. That's inevitable. Some games just don't have an exit, and if they do, I don't know what it is, honestly. So, Control-Delete, yeah, this will happen too sometimes. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Might be because the Gotek's not reading fast enough. There are some, you know, it works fine, but there's some stuff that's not always... Ah, perfect. Thank you. And we can rest easy tonight knowing what that was. I still say it's too unlimited. But anyway. It seems like it doesn't always work, and I would like for it to have an XT IDE hard drive with a compact flash in it, because then you can put all the games on here instead of messing around with the Gotek. So, let's play, yeah. Pharaoh's Tomb is a platforming game, which looks really, actually pretty good. But yeah, I was in Sweden at the time when I was living there, still was Conscript, and they are back to that now. They abolished it for a while. Yeah, there you go. Probably, yeah. It was a booter. In this case, I loaded it from DOS, but if it was a booter, then I would have done it. So, so I did my service in the Swedish military. It was short, less than a year. So, no, Control-Delete. There's no reset button. Just Control-Delete. Tomb 1. Let's see if it works. There's a selection screen, but it doesn't work very well. There we go. Pharaoh's Tomb. I believe there's been a remake of this, and also LGR has covered it to some extent here. Now let's see instructions. That's a pretty impressive platformer game. So, statues, it's basically like a puzzle game. So jump space, throw spear is F, of course. You can configure, there we go. Okay, got it. And that's the thing too, is like you saw there was pretty stuttery there. I think it's that this Oak VGA card is not top of the line at all. I saw several people mentioning that it was not a good choice, so I might throw in one of the other ones I have here, some of these chips ones, and see. But that has less memory, I think, too. So I mean, it works fine for what it is. Enter pyramid. At the pyramid. Thank you. Rendering. Whee! It's rudimentary, but at the same time, just, you know, that's what you had, so. That right, yeah. I think the aspect ratio was a little off, but I think it is narrower than it's supposed to be, but that guy looks like a outstanding citizen there. Oh, I wasn't gonna go out yet. I was gonna get that coin. And get all the treasure. There we go. The anteroom. Because, yeah, I think the aspect ratio is a little squished on... Yeah, Monsuma's Revenge is very much in the same vein here. But it does not like this. That's a lot of spikes down there. Oh, hi. Spear. Take that. Laser beam. Whee! It is not liking all this movement here. It's funny, you play this now, and it's like, oh man, it's so slow and everything, but it's like, you know, if that's what you happen to have, then take that. Pew! Oh wow, there's a secret one there. That's a little Mario-esque there, don't you think? Oh, I guess it's before Mario. Ah, it changed direction. Can't do that. Spooked me there. I think this thing's gonna shoot. Yeah, there we go. 1 pixel coming through there. Sorry, no pipes, but... Well, this looks hazardous. Oh. Slow reaction time. Like, I tried to push a button, and he just... There's kind of a little lag in the control. I think that's pretty common with a lot of these games, because it is just, you know, there's not enough horsepower to render everything on the screen smoothly and handle the controls at the same time. Pew! Yeah, when you put it that way, that's true, because, I mean, a lot of the Atari games are pretty basic and pretty not good, so... You can jump pretty good. Take that, laser! Pew! I think Paratrooper is so short, and in this case here, you have stages, there's progression, you know, it's a lot more involved. I'm not sure if I fell on that guy. Yeah, probably aren't, and it's like, you know, usually these games were probably made by basically a bedroom coder, right, so... Not like AAA gaming going on here. Yeah, smooth. Yay. And there was much rejoicing. The wealth, oh, man, it's escalating quickly here now. Reminds me a little bit of the N plus, where am I? This is a stage, alright. Whoa, 20k! That's good, I think. Sweet. What? Hey, come on. What's the hitbox on that? Lame. 15k, I got less points this time. Oh. Can I not get back up there now? Well, that's a problem. You're basically in a... Well, the Well of Souls, as it were. But I can't go down. It's like there's nowhere to go. Am I just like SOL now? I can't even... Hmm. Well... And quit. You can use the Alt keys to walk too. Uh, yeah, that's... You can't... It's basically the border of the screen, right? So... Hmm. Well, that's neat. So I quit the whole game, or... Yep. Wow. Harsh. Is there anything else here for... Man, that's brutal. It was just like a... You're done. You're just done. It starts at the beginning? Wow. That's harsh. I think there's another episode, too. We'll do the second episode then, because I don't want to do those same 3 levels again. But that is brutal. $10 each. Well, good news. I already have the other ones here. P2... 2. I mean, yeah, these are fine games. I think you could get into these and, you know... It is Well of Souls. Oh, nice. Yeah, it's neat, and it's like, would I sit down, would I seek this out? Like, I'm gonna go play some games tonight. I'm gonna bring out the XT and play some old, you know, DOS 3.3. Hey, he moves faster here. I don't know, but it's still really, really neat. Although my hand's cramping out from all this keyboard action here. But I got a few other games here, like, too. Quite a few, actually. And some of the games we have to switch into the CGA mode, so... oh, you have cheese dust on your new XT machine? And a pyramid. The Temple of Despair. Wow, I like these places. They're so cozy. Oh my goodness. This assumes that you've already played all of episode 1 and are now bored and need a challenge, apparently. Well, that's going to work out well. I like this. Is there fall damage? There's not. Oh, I can't handle the... You can't handle the scrolling. Guess I'll just ride this to the key. Hmm. Thank you. Yeah, the precise platforming is a little challenging on this one because it's running so sluggish, but the color palette I think is interesting too. I don't know if this is VGA or if it's still using CJ stuff or whatever hell's going on there. I forget that level. Forget it. The Chamber of Smooth. Okay, this is even worse. Yeah, they are definitely assuming you would have played. My foot touched the bad guy. Yep, there is Maniac Mansion. Unfortunately, I couldn't get it to run, so we might try it again here. Oh. This may require the CJ mode or something, which I can force now. I tried to run it earlier and it just... Oh, look at that. Coins. Well, that wasn't worth it. That was brutal. I do not have King Quest on here. I didn't load up any of the Sierra titles. What? Good grief. Yeah, this definitely assumes you played all the episode 1 and now you need a challenge, right? Oh, oh. What are coins here? I think it does. Oh. Ah, that's what happened is that before Yeah, it's just CJ, but with the alternate color palette, right? It's not Magenta and Cyan, it's just using the different color palette, so. Which really is just, you know, 4-color combination mixture. I can't remember the head was, yeah, the head was good. It's an extra guy, I think. I had another extra guy. That was asking for some pretty precise platforming there that I don't feel is here. Oh, I gotta go all the way back. Lame. Yeah, I do have, what I'm using is that I'm creating images from Exodus, so if we get bored with the choices I have here, or try some specific ones, I can grab them from here too. It takes me just a second to basically unplug the floppy drive, or the USB key. This is Apogee too, I think, so maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Apogee, but this is brutal. I mean, I get it. It's a cool game, and I can see this is a deeper game. You can spend some time here. And it's got the classic platforming action and everything, but brutal. But I thought it was Apogee. Maybe this... Yeah, Apogee software. So yeah. I don't know. I've seen some videos on Cyan and Magenta why that was used, but I mean, at the end of the day, it wasn't meant for gaming, right? So I'm not sure if there was a benefit from that perspective. So notice. They're not shareware. I think there's a... Okay, let's play that, but I have to switch to VGA mode. For those that haven't seen it, then we're going to switch the video mode. And we do this by running the VGA set here. VGA mode. That's true, with that price, why wouldn't you? So we're going to set it into CJ mode now. That looks really wonky. Really off here. There we go. It's just because switching video modes is going to make it real funky in some scenarios. Not kind of funky, but funky. What I was going to play was... There we go. And there's so many little arcade titles here, right, that are just bite-sized games. I think that was just the platforming question at the time. We'll say some of the CR games like that were the more deeper games, right? But this is Moon Patrol, which is another one of the, arcade ports here. Shifted aside, but Atari made this game. So yeah, start a game, one player, return to the screen, select number of players, level of difficulty, keyboard assignment. What's the keyboard? F8, color or monochrome? Color, of course we'll have color. Fire is something. What's fire? It's blank. Press the action key that you want to change. What is the... Oh. Okay, well, F2 to return to game. Oh, you're probably right. Yeah, it is. Beginner course, go. Moon Patrol is a go, Commander. Yep, it is space. That's why it's blank. You hear the, What? Evening Solar, welcome. We're doing great. Our moon mission is succeeding very well here. This is one of those that was ported to almost everything, I think, too. But it's just fun. The music is really changing pace based on what's on the screen pretty aggressively. Marker A. Oh, lame. It's a beginning every time. I feel this game is asking me to do some pretty aggressive arcade maneuvering, and it's not supporting that. B. I can't. It's going great, isn't it? Nice with the social commentary there, Doppler, but yeah, it's, those jerks drop, like, generated holes. Whee! Oh, yeah, this CPU is not, not very appropriate for this game. It's trying. The little CPU is trying. I just run super fast here now. Hey, getting some points here now. Oh. I can't do anything. I think I want him to go forward when I really shouldn't, so. And this was one of those games, I think it was ported to almost like everything. Can't decide if I think it is just too scrunched on the capture. There's a pause button. I don't know. Take a look at this here now. I think it is because I am, so all these games are different resolutions. It's costing me grief here. Let's see, transform, edit, transform. A broader, I can't tell. Oops, I'm doing the wrong direction. That's the height. That's too broad. It's getting it just right. That's a little better here. Bugging me. I have to reset it again afterwards. I'm just messing with stuff, making it difficult for myself, but... Don't drop that mine! Whoa. I keep wanting to go more forward than I can, and that's what's messing with me. Whee! That's with the, whoa. Of the, Mako, from, Mass Effect. That's kind of inspired by this, I think, almost. Sorry, no bonus. Well, fine. I didn't want your bonus anyway. It runs so fast and he's so happy here, but then things start happening on screen and then you're just screwed. Oh. Oh, couldn't shoot fast enough. Oh, the hitboxes are not favorable for me, I will say that. Ah, come on. Yeah, I mean, you know, you can do a lot with these things, and people have, I'm sure, but, beyond the original stuff, right, there's, yeah. Dang it! Happened to run again. Press A to jump, yeah. Well, I'm trying. It's so sluggish that the controls are pretty rough. Would you like to let me continue? I think there's some more, like, planning in what things are out on screen at the same time, and when the shots are going out. Wow, I don't know how I got that. Uh-oh. gonna happen. Oops, sorry. Hit the microphone. I'm so invested in this game now. We'll run out the points here, and then... Whee! Ah, brutal. Oh, I jumped way too early there. I was goofing around. Oh, there were no survivors. Well, things happen. Schedules shift around. Never know. Whoop. Ah! I don't know how to time that, because you gotta, like, do a very short jump and then shoot at the same time. And a game. Alright, that's probably enough of that. Set the... transform here. Again, it's just the aspect ratio is a little weird. That's, just... name it a game with all these weird resolutions and everything, and can survive. Can I exit out of this game now? Probably consider a loader. Yep. No way to exit. Rebooted this. No, I just... Fine, fine. Let's see, what should we play now? I got quite a few on here. Curious how this one looks. I don't know what VJ or CJ mode it needs. We're in CJ mode now, so I might just try it. Let's see. That's California Games. That's a lot of files. Cal Games. I wonder if the games themselves are called from this executable here. That's really where the CJ mode is really messing with the resolution here. It's definitely too squished. Super squished. It does put it more in the middle. Let me mess with this here for a second. It's just bothering me now. For those that I can tell, like it's really squished together. The problem is that I have to, I don't know what the aspect ratio is here, so to looks pretty close. Yeah, the capture. That's probably even better. I will leave it like this for now. I'll have to reset it again, but I'm just messing with it. It's just like when you're capturing the CJ mode, it's just it's squishing and stuff, and who knows what's going on over there. When you can see the executables and stuff, when you run the California Games, it will call the other executables to run each individual game. 1985. So we'll see if this is a CGA game or if it's going to ask for... Oh, look at that. It even has a VGA mode. CGA 16 color composite monitor or TV. So I see you have to use that to get the full effect. We have MCGA VGA mode and Tandy 1000. Recommended number 1, CGA 4 color mode. Well, that is what we currently have enabled. So we're going to do that. Configured will be saved to disk. When you select return to DOS up from main menu. You got 176K more RAM than you need, dude. Oh, wow. Fair enough. That's true now. Yeah, 46 would be nice. I love good 486s. However, I'm not sure if this crashed. Oh, there we go. California Games. Whoa, that resolution went all wonky now then. Thanks to that. There we go. See, it switches around so much. It's like, if you're capturing one thing, you're fine, but it constantly changing it is messing with me a lot, so... But that's a lovely rendition there. They got a copyright flag on that one instead. Let's scaling checkerboard patterns, but this could run in VGA mode then. Let's configure. Sound default on, of course. Change graphics mode. Yeah, that's the thing too, you're right, because it's, you know, on a CRT it doesn't really matter, it auto-scales it for you, but then you do a direct capture, that's always going to be a mess, because it needs to be exactly right. It is 70 Hz right now, it is in DOS mode, that's what it's capturing. But yeah, the CGA and the VGA uses different timings, and it's just a Wild West from back in the day, because, again, a CRT would adapt to that, but a flat panel does not, so. We're just going to compete, let's go right for it. This is quite hilarious. Who's the sponsor? Oh wow, that's fast. That's great. Oh, I'm gonna sponsor by Casio, obviously. This is not, I mean, this is just, I'm just tapping the key and it's going there that slow. But this was on everything too. I remember playing California games on Player 2. Man, how many players are there here? 4? I mean, come on. I didn't realize, I thought it was AI. Okay, that's enough. No more. How many players are there? And I can't quit out of it. Are you not entertained? How many players are there? I think these are sponsors, but... Eight players. Yes. Great. Half pipe and glorious CGA. I feel like this 8088 is not quite powerful enough to do this. When we switch to the VGA mode, it's probably better, but I should have practiced. It's probably loading into memory now. Yeah, the floppy's loading. Like crazy. Yeah, I play California games on my brother's Commodore 128, and so there's the thing. I wanted to stream from one of the machines I picked up in the hall, right? My first thought was, well, the Commodore or the Apple IIc is working great, and I have a flash floppy for it, or a floppy MU, so I can play on almost anything, and it's got original floppies too. I got a ton of Apple II floppies. Uh-oh, I don't see this going well. Awesome. Great. Great. We're gonna do this for all players now. Yep. Impressive music for the PC speaker. And to be clear, I hear this from the actual PC speaker on my floor here. I don't have it hooked up to the sound system or anything. I could, because that is piping through there, but oh, I don't know any commands. I don't have to exit out of this, but I have some regrets. This is the lamest skate event ever. But yeah, I was gonna do the 2C, but so it has a composite out, which is not great, but it's doable, right? And capture from composite and do a bunch of filters to make it look decent. However, it has no audio out by default. The Apple IIc, yeah, I may have to do that. The Apple IIc has a speaker built in, and that's how the audio comes out. Well, that makes that a little limited. So I found someone made an adapter. There's a RGB out port, or like a digital video/audio out port on the back. And you can buy an adapter from eBay where they basically split out the audio and the video separately so you can capture. So I have to buy that probably to stream from that. But otherwise, that could be a fun stream. Although composite is only so good. Then the other one I was going to stream from was the Commodore 128, which is perfect. I thought, great, I have an S video cable, awesome. And I started looking into it. Like, oh, it's stuff from jail bars. I'm like, oh, that's fine. And I tried it, and I plugged it in, and it captures perfectly fine. The jail bars are horrendous. It looks like a striped wallpaper. I mean, just awful. And that's to do with the timings for a capture gun on a flat panel. It's apparently a very well-known issue on the Commodore 128. So, I have found a device that you basically plug in under the RF modulator chip. I think, I can't remember whatever chip it is on the Commodore. That will counteract it and make it look better. I saw Mr. Lurch's Retro Things did a video on it, among others. And it's not a device I have to buy from eBay, custom made, and those have to ship from like Australia or something. So I'll probably do that before I stream from that one, because I see a big potential streaming from the Commodore like that. And being able to capture from it cleanly would be a boon too. But the jail bars were horrendous on it. I've never seen such a bad jail bar setup. I figured, oh, it's a little bit of shadows. No, it's bad. Game over. I don't know any of the keys here, but I may have to exit out of this one. I should have practiced the events. Whoa! I made it to the other side. Sweet. That guy's gonna win the medal because he didn't fall immediately. Oh, nice. I got points. Oh, he broke every bone in his body. Why aren't they wearing helmets? That's a lovely CGI rendition of palm trees there, though. This is my life now. Alright, alright, alright. Yeah, I can't figure out any movement. Like, I can never get the momentum right in any skate game. I know there's plenty of people who love the skating games. It's just not for me because I'm just so bad at them. Alright. Turn around. Oh, I got sick points there. I'm doing something. I think I'm supposed to kick. Oh, faceplant. I also had this impressive amount of faceplant animations in here. How many are there? 8 players, right? Is there really a default 8 players? That seems so excessive. There must not be any computer opponents on this one. Oh, he got hit in the face by the... Why is this dude sponsored by Kawasaki anyway? It didn't fall. I just remember the diving one. That's not the one I wanted to do, so maybe we'll just reboot. There's no way to... Alright, we may reboot and reload this in the VGA mode. VGA mode. It can't... That's all, dudes. You literally control delete to exit the game. Fine. Well, let's do this. Fancy. I love the fact that it's like, hey, we have color. Did you see this? It's amazing. I want to try this again in VJ mode, and I want to try the practice mode and just do the diving, because I had memories of that one. So let's see, which one was that? That was 23. The Gotek is handy for this stuff. Yeah, you can swap in a NEC V20, which would basically double the performance of it at least, if not make it faster. But the problem is that when you do that, a lot of the games that may require the timing of this particular processor are going to have a bad time. So 88 miles an hour would work, but I don't have a CGA native card is the problem. And I think they use a lot of hardware trickery to make that work properly. So while we can switch to CGA mode, that was not something that we tried earlier and it just bombed out. But 88 miles an hour was written for the original IBM and will run on the hardware layer there. So like I tried to run it again on VGA mode and that just wonked out too. So all right, we're gonna run in the EJ CGA mode or VJ VJ mode. You got 167k more RAM than you need, dude. That's gnarly. How do you do, fellow kids? And it's always when you look at machines like this, like what's the intent or purpose, right? While you can boost this machine a lot and add upgrades and who knows what, right? Is it worth it? Because you might as well, if you switch to 286 or 386, you're going to have a way better DOS experience for that kind of stuff. So while it can be boosted, it's almost better to keep it as it is, right? If I get a copyright mark for that one, this looks a lot better now. Was there a way to see the key? No. Yeah, this looks pretty good, doesn't it? Practice an event. Oh, I thought... Okay, so which one was it? Was California Games 2 that has the diving? I'll have to do the surfing. That's pretty iconic, too. I have no idea how to play the surfing, but... Evening, Eric. I do have Sopwitch on here as well. Sopwith. Which has got to be like... I mean, the Sopwitch Camel is like the biplane, right? That's what it's trying to mimic. Was it Sopwith? Maybe it was. Anyway. And it's a really fun game, too. It reminds me of... There's a Wings of Fury Sideways or something like that, so... Which is similar. A later game with similar design, kind of side-scrolling, you know, little objectives and stuff like that. It is actively loading from the floppy right now. So, because it doesn't speed up the loading, yeah, there's no spinning floppy happening, but the bus is still the same speed, so... Casio. Wow, this looks probably better on the Atari Lynx. He's dead. He's dead. How do you steer? The seagull's like, well, that guy's dead. I pressed yes. I have no idea how to control this. But it looks cool. This game seems like it's a little overpowering for the poor. I wish I knew anything about the key combinations here. I think Control Delete literally just exit out of the game straight up like that. But it dumps you here and you can't do anything. That's all, dudes. Ever. It's funny too because you play, you know, the Lynx games weren't bad or anything like that. But then when you play with emulation today, with razor sharp pixels blown up on a TV, it looks ridiculous because it was made for, you know, that. To upgrade from an 8088 to a modern PC, um, like make this a machine that could run on modern stuff. Because I mean, there's so many limitations. Like, you know, I think an 8088, even with massive upgrades, could probably only really best run newer versions of DOS or Windows 3.11, if even that. Like, Solar, you mentioned that someone ran Windows 11, 3.11 on it. That's possible, but I don't know that you could, because, I mean, it's like, the 8088 processor is like a chip. Like, it's just a regular, like, IC chip, right? It's not even like a CPU in that sense that you would expect. So, um, Windows 3, well, there you go. But I don't know if there's anything you could do. There's too many limitations on it. It's like, yes, you can upgrade it to the point where it can run some of that stuff, um, and do, um, some of the operating systems. But yeah, Windows 3.1 probably, or 1.0 will be the best one. So, how many intermediates? So we're on generation 1, right? So if you look there, what listed now with the 386, you need to hop like 3 generations basically to get even to GUI operating system. Or it's not GUI operating system, but to get to that era, like your mid 90s. This is a machine that came out like in 1983, right? That's what I was wondering too, because is it like, I'm not sure if I want to upgrade it. And that's the thing. It's like, it would go faster. I'm more probably inclined to put a V20 into my Tandy. That feels like it's more appropriate one to play some of the faster games. But on this one, it's like it feels so iconic in the sense that if I were to play on this for real, I would just go to 286 or 386, right? Um, and just so there's really no way to. All right, you just got to control delete out of this. Load that floppy and reboot. And I think that's the thing with keeping machines basically stock, right, or stock-ish. Yeah, and that's the thing too with this emulation. That's honestly, I feel the same now. Problem one, it's more convenient for capturing with a VGA card and streaming and stuff like that. But I have a solution capturing CGA, so I'm almost tempted now to get a CGA card for this one, because yeah, I'm sure that an EGA card was a popular upgrade for these machines, or even a VGA eventually. But these VGA cards are 10 years newer than this machine, right? So there's a substantial time difference there. And I don't know. I would probably just keep this stock in general. It feels like it's not worth upgrading, except the convenience factors, like a XT based hard drive. The Gotek is a nice touch, of course. But things like that. Upgrades on that level. I'm looking at my list of games here now. Going through, we can always try. Yeah. We have Oregon Trail on here, which actually runs pretty well, I think. And that does support full VGA, so that is a nice nice option. You have the extra CGA cards. Don't throw them out if you need them, but I have EGA cards and VGA cards, but no CGA cards. Like the I was gonna say the yes, it runs very well. The Tanya 1000, of course, got CJ built in because it's and basically TGA is an enhanced version of CJ, right? So I have had, so the thing with compact flash is they're getting pretty expensive. I would do SD card. I've used that, and SD card has been fine for the Windows 98 machines that I have that run on that. I think that's the best option now anymore. Compact flash is fine for the older machines that don't need large space, but compact flash, media is getting expensive because it's rarer. I've had no problems running the Windows 95 machine that we stream on quite frequently. That's an SD card. The K62 that I have is an SD card. It runs fine. No problem at all. So I'm more inclined to go to SD card solutions now because it's just cheaper and easier than the compact flash. That was a better choice before, I think, and it might be better for some of these older stuff. Like for this one, for example, with an XT ID here, probably have a small compact flash card and that will run better. Because I think correct me, but I think with the compact flash, they're basically like pin identical to IDE. Something like that, right? There's no translation happening versus with an SD card, you're doing a lot of translation, and the older platforms don't always like that, so it runs very well on here. It's also easy to get spoiled now. We could play this in any way, shape, or form much faster anywhere, but here it's, you know... I will be a banker. I got loads of money. This is not fast. But we were running this on... Oh my. Well, we'll just pick a random smattering here. And, sorry, I don't mean to leave anyone out. But we're going to see what happens here now. Who's going to die? Many of us will die. That's the thing. It's like, it's not... it's weird because it's iconic, the XT and the 5150, and that's why I want it, but I haven't really chased one. I feel like Pixel, you probably had a scenario where like you wanted one and one just popped up and you grab it. It's not like you one that you would have hunted for or paid for, because people attach they attach a lot of money to these things, and I don't think they're worth that. They're fun, but I wouldn't pay a ton for these. Some people just, that's their holy grail machine and they want one in great condition and they will just spend a lot of cash on it, but I have a hard time with any of that. So jumping off point places Oregon, you must decide which one to leave. I assume April's a good one. Fine. I want some glorious PC speaker bleeps and bloops here now. Come on. I have lots of money. I mean, this was on the Apple II and stuff like that. Buy all the things you need, yes. See, we didn't really have this because there weren't Apple IIs in schools when I was a kid, so I don't know how many to buy here. This is slow. How many yoke do you want? I'm gonna buy 4 because I'm loaded. It's gonna go into that general store like this. Yeah. 10 hours one way? Well, I mean, now you have the machine, then you will have it forever, right? So, 200 pounds of food for each person in your family. See that you have, price is 20 cents a pound. So, I guess we need 1,000. We'll buy 1,200 pounds of food. Yeah. And spare. No problem. So, clothing. It's not running fast. At least 2 sets of clothes per person. Each set is $10. Oh my. So we'll buy some spares. We'll buy 7 pairs. We got lots of cash here. Whoa, we're loaded. Maybe I'm out of money now. Yeah, see, I got tons. So we need ammunition. Need to buy lots of spare parts. Each box is 20 bullets. Each box costs, well, let's see, like 5 boxes. Lots of ammo. Good evening or good morning. Spare parts. Yeah, I need lots of things here now. Let's see. We'll take 10. How many wagon wheels? 10 wagon wheels. I can't buy that many. All right, we'll buy 8 wagon wheels. You can only carry. Fine. 3 axles. You can only carry 3. Lame cat. 3. Can I have more than that? Nope. This is not rendering fast. That's all right. Spent a lot of money, but we got a lot of money. So that's the thing. When you start with the, this is the easy mode, like the banker gives you. You're ready to start. Good luck. This is running so sluggish. Yeah, I think he's speaking. I think it's Waylen or something like that. I think you mentioned it like a year ago. What you prefer to go by. Just can't. Oh, the render here is very bad. Oh, dang it. The phase is different. It's just always a little different. It's still 70 hertz, but I think it's just different timings. There we go. We'll look at the map, see where we are, because we're... Oh, wow, it actually runs another executable. That's pretty funny. Oh, come on, render that map. You can do it. There we go. I think we're almost there. Are we there yet? I think that was the 10-hour driving map for Pixel there to pick up his IBM. Okay, continue on the trail. Warm, good food. Oh, a river already. You know, I haven't tried it yet, but I think that's a great option now, too, for that kind of stuff. So now I have a river. Kansas River crossing, yes. It is incredibly slow, but it's reading the floppy. I mean, look at this, this is beautiful. I have a feeling most of you that are nostalgic for this game probably played it on Apple II, I'm guessing, right? Or yeah, no, you, Suker, you said you played it on the PS2 there, but that's what I associate with the game, at least. Well, for the Apple II. But again, we didn't have Apple at all in the computers in school for me. Excuse me. Compared to when in America, I know that Apple really managed to dig themselves straight into the school system. So let's talk to people. You're right. Can't afford to take a ferry. We're making a wagon into a boat. We'll turn it over, caulk the bottom and sides to pitch. Use it to float our goods across. Have to swim the animals. Hope it doesn't rain. The river's high enough. There you go. That's true. Rations are filling. Okay. Well, let's continue on. This river at this point is currently 624 feet across and 4.3 feet deep in the middle. 4.3? Take the ferry across. Yeah, I have money, so. It's only 4.3. Yes. We'll lose 6 days, but it is what it is. Six days. Ferry. I had some logs together. It's my ferry. Look at that perspective correction, too. Huzzah. Health is good. Let's carry on. Not a river. Hanging out. Yeah, the Big Blue River crossing. Yeah, the hunting, I'm not sure. That varies from version to version, right, too. So it is fun. It has all differences, but it is so slow. Okay, it's enough of that. Talk to people. Is anyone here? So slow. This prairie is mighty pretty with all the wildflowers and tall grasses, but there's too much of it. I miss not having a town nearby. I wonder how many days until I see a town. A town with real shops, a church, people. I guess continue on trail. 2 feet deep in the middle. That's a crossing, right? You should be able to just walk it across 2 feet, right? Right? 2 feet. Now, Oregon Trail, I haven't played it, but of course it's the same thing. It's a zombie thing, right? You have a station wagon. It's 2 feet. You should be able to just walk that. There were no survivors. Come on, oxen. 2 feet is nothing. Oh, oh. What? Oh, well, it's just a mud. Still alive. Fort Kearny. It's not too far away from where I am, so there's a Lewis and Clark landing here, not far away. So there's Fort. Let's see who we're gonna be now. So we got tons of food, so we're playing on basically the easy mode now. Yes, I would like to look around at Fort Kearny. Get a little music too. It is so slow to load. It's funny and it's fun, but this machine is not fast. It's charming graphics though. It's cold. We have good health, steady pace, and rations. Are filling. Talk to people. The Platte River Valley form a natural roadway from Fort Kearny to Fort Laramie. Travelers bound for California, Utah, and Oregon all take this road. Could be the easiest stretch of the whole trip. See antelope and plenty of buffalo. So look at the map and wait for that to load here. For yeah, Oregon Trail is like, not Oregon, but Oregon Trail, right? Is, I got a ways to go. Is very much a, I haven't played it myself, but I saw it, and the zombie survival thing similarly made, right? So, let's see, our check supplies. So slow. We have 8 oxen, 7 sets of clothing, 100 bullets, 3. We're pretty good. I think we're running out of clothing, but still pretty good on everything. We will stop to rest, maybe? Rest a day. Chill for a day. There we go. Continue on trail. I'm glad the food doesn't expire or anything. Just walking. Yeah, those pioneers are nuts doing this for... Lose trail. What? We will continue. Health is still good. Move on. This wasn't speed, more so that that the oxen die or have spare. Whoa! Thunder! Thunder! That's true. I mean, they had figured out that stuff, so it looks like our food is running a little lower there. We've been traveling now for quite a while. Next landmark. Broken wagon tongue. Would you like to try and repair it? Yes. Well, yeah. You must replace it with a spare part. That's fine. I have a spare part. Chimney Rock. You'd like to look around. Yes. It's funny, but yeah, it is running so hilariously slow here. Orion trial. Interesting. Enough of that. Let's see. Is there any people here? Talk to them. Chimney Rock by moonlight is awfully sublime. Many Indians come to our wagon with fish to exchange for clothing. We bought a number. They understand swap and no swap. Seems most anxious to get shirts and socks. I don't think there's anything on. Attempt to trade. You meet another immigrant who wants 1 ox. We'll trade you 1 wagon tongue. No. We'll just continue, I guess. Ooh, there's a fort. Fort. Maybe we can buy some food there. I know we can hunt, but we also have a lot of cash, so it makes it pretty easy, honestly. Grave site. Yeah, we'll look closer. Hey, come on and play. Okay, well, that's creepy. Fort Laramie. Yes, there we go. All right. That is she goes, number 1. or we're just getting stuck. I mean, it is cool, and I mean, you can get it to play it the same way on the other platforms, but it is... Yeah, it's been fun. Thanks for, it's fun to mess with this, honestly, because like everything else when you do this, it's... Oh, that's right. So you could see your other grave sites from your old characters, right? Well, that's pretty funny. But it's um it's charming and also fun to mess with this kind of stuff because yeah, it's always fun. I have a huge soft spot um for, you know, Windows 98 and Pentium 3 and stuff like that. I love that era, but stuff like this is really neat to mess with. Um like I almost liken it to like when, you know, look at Jay Leno and like he's tired of sports cars because he's driven and tested all the sports cars. Not that I've seen all the high powered retro PCs, but then you get to the stuff like this that's more quirky and neat, right? Some are easier than not, and in that pile here was like an Amstrad, right? A portable Amstrad, so I'm going to mess with that at some point. And that's, you know, weird. Um, yeah, sorry, I'm not familiar with that particular meme, but let's see. We can talk to people, memorize some supplies as well. We still have plenty of cash. Be warned, stranger, don't dig a water hole. Drink only river water. Salty as the Platte River is, it's better than the cholera. We buried my husband last week. Could use some help with the harness if you can spare the time. Let's see. Buy supplies. 9. See, we have plenty of oxen. Tons of money still. I want to buy food. Is more expensive here. I want to buy 400 pounds of food. And then we need another wagon tongue because we lost one. Buy some clothing. That is pretty easy when you have this much cash. You don't have to worry about anything, so... Let's check our supplies. I would think so, yeah. I mean, it was basic, right, in theory, but I'm not a basic programmer, so I wouldn't really know. But it is an interesting era because you're definitely getting into the original stuff. And here, in this case, here we're playing on hardware that, you know, is, like, golly, 40 years old almost. Is that true? Yeah. 20 plus, oh my goodness. It's not easy to consider the early, well, yeah, I guess it's about as old as I am, so there you go. This machine is, you know, I don't know when the XT came out. Yeah, 83 then, right? The original IBM was an 80, and the XT was just an extension, had a little more memory and stuff like that, and a few extra stuff, but it wasn't like a huge revolution. Not until you got to the 286 XT that things started, you know, going faster. So, so I think for me, what I feel like in this, I want to have a few select machines from this era, because they are really neat. Maybe buy some more food. Oh, we can hunt too. Let's see. All right. Health is good, so continue on the trail. That's appropriate, yeah. That is the granddaddy of many of these modern computers we have, so. Especially for me that didn't grow up on these machines, to look back and think about how this established a standard. When we say IBM compatible, I wasn't around with computers for that era. Like, IBM compatible was such an assumption for me. Like, right, when I got a 486, that was what we had. So, but Sean has broken an arm. Sorry. Oh, we lost the trail for 5 days because of your broken arm. Thanks a lot, dude. Inadequate grass. Now we're getting into the bad stuff here. Independence Rock. I would look around. Your arm better now? I just imagine like some robot chicken thing that's snap, crack, snap, ow! Just the arm flying off or something. It's funny too because when I was asked, it's a lovely picture. I was asked to, I guess I should play the game that we actually put on the live stream marker here. I haven't done that yet, so. When I was asked to record a little video for like they had like a, you know, what's your talent at work a couple of years ago. And I asked everyone to like, not everyone, but a ton of people to like, hey, record something that, you know, you do for a hobby, that's your talent or whatever. And people had like, you know, different juggling and stuff like that. And someone approached me saying, like, we know you do videos, you want to record something for video, and I did a little Oregon Trail thing. And I want to record, of course, a section where you got cholera or a dysentery because it's iconic, but I wasn't getting dysentery until I realized that they have to run out of food. Then to start getting that. So it's just like a 20-second clip of like me sitting in front of Tandy talking about it, and I have it on the it's on YouTube still, but it's unpublished, or it's hidden, not public, so I could just link it to that. But it was a fun little thing to make. Let's see, change all ones, still healthy. Can talk to some people, see what they think here. No butter or cheese or fresh fruit since Fort Laramie. Weston would rather have my larder full of food back east than have our names carved on a rock. Well, this is quite more cheery than all the graves we passed. Pretty harsh. What's our supply situation? We're going to have to hunt here pretty soon, I think. I don't know how the hunting looks here. Yes, they got plenty. 580 pounds of food, so... Carry on. Inadequate grass. Yeah, I know, but... Bad water. Ooh, good stuff. Very little water. We're having a good time now. Health is fair. Sean is lying. God damn it, Sean. Probably one looking for your broken arm. Hot. You're now at South Pass. Would like to look around. Yes, let's stop and look around. Maybe rest there for a bit. A lovely picture here now, probably, too. We should play Sopwith, because that was the one I actually put on the live stream as the game. I have to put one game on there, but those Purple Mountains. Broke his arm carrying all that banker money. Well, there's much to do here. Health is fair still. I think changing food rations. No, meager. Meals are small but adequate. Currently filling. Well, that's fine. We'll keep it at filling. We have had plenty of chance here now. Did I talk to anyone here yet? No. Father's very sick, and we are resting here until he gets better. We have been pushing too hard, and our health has suffered. When father is able to travel again, we will go at a slower pace. We'll stop to rest a little bit. We'll rest for 5 days. There. Good health. Continue on trail. Broken arms are fixed. You head for Green River Crossing, head for Fort Bridger, see the map. Let's see the map. It's such an iconic game, too, and it's like, I know it can change a little bit each time, so... I should go to Soda Springs, I assume. You've died from dysentery. God, it's so slow. You're getting used to it now, but it's so slow. Fine, wrong trail. We got a hunt here now. We're running out of food. We should try and hunt now, yeah. Press enter size of situation. Wild fruits, alright. Hunt for food. Let's see how this works on the 8088 and how fast this is, or slow this is. Okay, enter kitchen down and start walking. Point the rifle. Expert hunters, yeah. I was running too fast. Freaking animals are just... That it? I guess they stopped coming there now because they know I'm here. Dang it. Failed to hunt. Alright, we should try again. I'm gonna try better this time. Now I know what the controls are. Probably got it in corner somewhere quickly. Ah, get back here, you freaking squirrel. Bear! Oh, I can't walk around the rabbit. It's too... That's a fox. Say a bang! Ugh! Alright, we shot a bear. Alright, so how much did we get? Like 180 pounds of bear food? No, like... Um... Yeah, we're pretty low on food still, so how many bullets do I have? 75. I should hunt some more. There's no buffalo here. I don't know when it's gonna go live here, if you will. Yeah! Take that, animals. You'd think so. Bear is a pretty big animal, but there we go. Should have gotten some more food there now. Let's see what it says, because it was really quick last time. It just kind of flew by. Ooh, 500. Oh, you're able to carry 100 pounds back to the wagon. That's the problem. We shot 512 pounds of bear, but can only carry 100 back, so that's a bummer. Oh, good. Now we should slow our rations a little bit. There. All right. Yes, let's look around. I don't think of any platform that this game was not ported to, but I don't think this was on consoles really at all. It's just a computer game, so and it's funny too, because you always feel that PC speaker is like the lowest common thing you can have, right? Not only that, he carried 100 pounds of meat back by himself. But it's like it's so fitting for this, right? This is Bleeps and Bloops era. It's appropriate, and it actually some of these games take good advantage of it, and doesn't feel like lacking because it's what you expect right now. You hop a couple generations forward and get into the 2 and 3 to 6 eras and get sound blasters and ad libs and stuff, and it makes a big difference, of course. But um, it's fine, you know. Yep, I'm eating steak every meal. There was filling there for a while, so talk to people. The question is, like, should we try and run all the way down and make it through? $5 to ferry us over the Green River. Those ferrymen will make $100 for breakfast. We'll keep down the river until we find a place to ford our wagon and animals. What little money we have left, we'll keep. No. We're still good, so we're going to continue on the trail. 20 feet deep in the middle. Whew. I will totally pay for the ferry here. Take the ferry across. That's a good point too. Absolutely. I got cash. Again, we're playing on the easy mode, so I mean this is perfectly serviceable like here, so nice. Is that the let's say Pixel mentioned earlier about Texelex does the I have to hunt for more food here in a second. Hailstorm, nice. Doppler has a broken arm. Don't go running in the hail, dude. Hailstorm. Very rainy. Oh. I've got extra oxygen, it's fine. I think we're gonna hunt for more food here now because we're running low on food. Um, oh, this is the worst map. Ah, dang it. Hi, bunny. Walk. Take that. Well, I can't carry any more with me back anyway, so see how much we got. Because I know you get like a bison. Yeah, 138 pounds of meat. You can only be able to carry 100 with you. So it's not a solid way to do it. So see, that's what you get for talking that back at me. We have it. There's the moment of the evening. You now have dysentery. At least your arm is better, so. Oh, everyone's losing health now. Oh, health is poor. Yeah. Oh no, anyway. I'll look around. We have to increase rations now, I think, because we're having a bad time. Yeah, I'm interested to add some, you know, select upgrade. It only starts as a fever. Let's see. Talk to strangers or attempt to trade. I should trade and see if anyone wants to trade food, so. Many cutoffs to take to shorten a journey. That by taking all the shortcuts, you can save many days on the trail. And why not? Saving time and provision is worth the risk. Oh, you didn't notice? Yeah, I did. Just in the last second there. What do we have to trade? Any food? One's one wagon wheel. Should trade in 95 bullets. I still have bullets. No. Yeah, we'll look at the map. We'll see what make it here before the stream is over, because I'd like to try and play the game I mentioned on the thing, but this game you get locked into. Well, about halfway through. Fort Hall, I assume we can do proper trading there, so... let's see, we should probably change the food rations to survive better, and then stop to rest. Rest for 5 days with filling provisions here. Now everyone get better. There, okay. We'll wait another couple of days. I want to hunt almost immediately. Okay. See, we should check supplies. We're pretty low on food now. Pretty sure. Everyone's eating up too much. I mean, this plays just fine on here. You got 175 pounds of food. We're almost going to starve here. So, change food rations to meager. And continue on, and we'll have to hunt immediately. Ooh, there's a fort there. Okay, we're almost there. We'll see if we can buy some food there. I feel like it's loading here. Wow, ooh, wild fruit. Nice. Feels like the fruit in Age of Empires. Ooh, lots of wild fruits. Nice. Yes, I would look around. I'm gonna buy some food. I got money. Rest up here. Oregon Trail is a game that pulls you in, but again, playing on the full easy mode would be a lot harder with the other starting conditions, but it's still fully capable, right? If you would have played Oregon Trail on here, it would have had a good experience. This feels like nothing's cut back or anything. Now, we have a VGA card here too, so that does help. Okay. Buy supplies, please. How much food you got? Ooh, food's getting expensive. That's right. We have lots, so we're gonna buy 800 pounds of food. There we go. Look and see our supplies too. Ammunition, definitely. Let's see our supplies now. We should be good. Check supplies. We have 8 oxen. We got clothes. We got tons of bullets now. I bought more bullets than I planned on. I wonder if we should buy some more food since I'm already here. It makes it a lot easier to do this since we don't have to... You know, if you run out of money normally and then you'd be kind of screwed, you can't do it. So, we're going to change food rations. We're going to be filling. And then we're going to rest here a couple days so that we get our health back up to good if we can. There we go. Good. Now, continue. Oregon Trail just sucks you in, so... You're saying something about a... Well, that was... Sorry, it was Soul Rat the Fever. I think we have too much food for it to be... having a bad run of this one. I think we have enough food that it's not causing a problem. Any of those things, I think, increases the risk that you're gonna... Oh, there it is. You had almost everything on this trip so far. I'm all amazed you're still alive, actually. Typhoid, dysentery. Yes, I would like to look around. Is there a ferry crossing here too? Again, I can just pay my way. You don't have to take any risks, right? That makes it a lot easier. That's becoming an Oregon Trail stream instead here now. That's a river, alright. You see me pointing at the river. Health is poor. I guess I have typhoid and stuff. Talk to people. See that wild river? That's a snake. Many a craft have been swamped in her foaming rapids. Her waters travel all the way to Oregon. We'll be crossing her soon, but then after letting out to Fort Boise. Take care at the crossing. Probably rest. See if people can stop having diseases. Will be great. There we go. Continue on trail. Let's try and cross. You must cross the river in order to continue. The river at this point is currently 1,000 feet across and 6 feet deep. Woo. Is there a ferry here? I didn't need to help. What's the C1 for that? Three sets of clothing. Yeah, sure. I'll accept that offer. I think that increases our chance, right? So guide it across versus you just doing it on your own. Which we're affording it now. The idea of, like, back then, like, I didn't know much about it. It was like, they literally, like, cocked the wagon and floated it across. It seems, like, insanely dangerous, but I think with the help there, yeah. No trouble floating it across. Very little water. We just crossed the river. Oh. I can try and repair it, but you were able to repair the wagon, actually. Huzzah! Oregon, here we come. There's a fort, too. Heavy fog. Okay. Not like we're going very fast. You know, pile up of oxen. Like something bad's happened is loading. A thief comes during the night and steals 7... I'm sorry, what? 7 oxen? We had, like... How did I steal 7 oxen without them noticing? They have heavy sleepers. Wow. Wow, that is like every single thing happening here now in the last... Yep, dysentery again. Oh, measles. I see the fort there. It is right there. It's like 30 miles away. Suddenly, grass. Yeah, no, I'm gonna buy more at this whenever, if I can make it to that. Uh, we can't continue because they stole. We had 8 oxen, I think, and they stole 7, and then the last one just died. I mean, I know the thieves can come and take stuff, but holy buck, is that harsh? This is like 7 oxen, like the livelihood of this little group here, uh, that are traveling. How did they steal 7 oxen without even noticing? Um, well, can't really. Can you trade for oxen? I did not quick save, sorry. No one wants to trade with you today. Sorry, dude. Just sitting out here without oxen. I got ammo for days. Um, but yeah. I don't think I continue, right? I see the fort there. You must trade for an oxen to be able to continue, but I cannot trade for an oxen. You just wait and hope someone comes by. Um, yeah, I think it sounds like every day someone might trade for you or with you. 50 pounds of food, he will trade you 50 bullets. No, I do not want that. But I do have to hunt now. So I am, like, out of food. Here, animals. There, we got some food at least. Alright, thanks for stopping by, Zukra. Alright. Yeah, I mean, if everything died, you'd probably just kind of set up shop for a while, right? I mean, what else choice would you have? Um, just settle where you are. If you run out of all the supplies. Let's see, attempt to trade. Anyone got any oxen there? No one wants to trade with you today. And for food, we'll just play for a little bit longer and then call it, but um, then we'll play a different game because I do want to try the other Sopwith a little bit. And a bunny just came in like... Yeah! Bullseye that squirrel right in the face there. I think that's probably enough that I can have. Probably, I would assume so. Yeah, you didn't exactly pack enough stuff for a winter. Or you do have 2 sets of clothes for winter or whatever. Can only carry 100 pounds back. Wait for another day. See if anyone wants to trade for oxen. At least it's not a like game over condition yet, so I think it gives you that option to keep on. Uh, no, I don't want that. We'll hunt again. Oh, it does. So even shooting. Okay, cool. That's good to know. I will try and trade her after shooting then. This is not a good spot to start. Hey, that was a trick shot there. I don't think that would hit, but that deer came in like, nope, never mind. Yeah, that should be enough. 100 pounds. Yeah, that was 200 pounds of meat. So, all right. So that actually advanced the day 1 day just by hunting. That's good to know. Hey, dude, I'm all of ox too. So, you know. Anyone wants to trade an oxen now, maybe? What's our food situation now? Because I can keep hunting us. I got bullets still, so. Yeah, still pretty low on food there. But I have plenty of bullets, so I should keep hunting. Oh, it sucks doing it over and over. I wish I can, like, trade 20 bullets for, 100 pounds of meat or something like that. Oh, that's not a good plan to start. Not having a good time here. Got a bear at least. Gonna... That should do it, I guess. Man, these animals are just popping and disappearing. I should give enough food there, I think. Yeah, 100 pounds doesn't add a lot, so... I was randomized on what they trade with you, so... I mean, the machine is more than capable of doing this stuff here, but I think we're gonna run out of food here pretty soon. Yes, sir. It'll be amazing to claw this back, but it's like I've never had an event in a game like that before. Nope, I don't want wagon axles. I have nothing to pull the wagon axles. Um, where it was such a brutal like loss of resources that aggressively. Like I've seen planes before when you lose stuff, but 7 oxen? That must be the worst one I've ever seen. I know I don't have an ox. That's the someone wants to trade. I have a feeling no one wants to trade to get an ox or to give away an oxen. Change the food rations. And then I call it here soon on this game. So I'm not getting anywhere. Attempt to trade. No one wants to trade with you today. That's true. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like it was perfectly fine. Like things were going well. Um, but that was just ridiculous. Don't think we're gonna have anyone trade oxen with us. No one wants to do that. Oxen's like a high value thing. Um, nope. I can see the fort, like 30 miles away. What did the ox say? Help! Someone's stealing me. Well, I suppose it would be right. They didn't take my money, just my oxen. I now return to Oxen Waiting Simulator. I wonder if we do this now. Change food rations. Lots of food. Burn through it. Yeah, we're going out of food here pretty soon. Everyone's going to die, so we're going to have a good time. Just going to just try and advance, see what happens. sitting here out of food now, basically. They're filling food. It would have stretched out, of course, if I could, but I think this is where the story ends. Nope, I'm out of food. Good time. I think the diseases are going to come in here pretty quickly now. Like the, you know, one of those movies that end with a bad ending. Maybe. I think it will like clear out that and let something else trade. Yeah, whatever. Got some food there. I'm just burning through it now to I assume they're gonna die pretty soon, so you'll trade your one ox. We're back in the game now. I had kind of given up there, assuming we were not going to make it, so maybe we can make it to the fort now. That squirrel was coming right for me. That one was too. I think that's good. Well, we'll recover here. It's like when all is lost and they see what they think is a mirage, but it's actually the thing saving them. Check our supplies. We have one oxen now. What are the odds now we start traveling and someone kind of steals that ox? 91 pounds of food. Can we make it there? We set because I had totally given up there. Continue on trail. We have 28 miles to go. No, don't steal the oxen. Ooh, wild fruit, nice. Don't steal the oxen. Lose 9 days. Oh my goodness. 9 days. That burned through all the food we had right there. They didn't sell fine food. Nice. Wow. Almost at the fort. It's gonna get to the fort. It's 18 miles away. No, we have to hunt now. Hunt for food. Yeah, it was going so well, and then just kind of nose dove right into oblivion here. Someone's gonna come up here, right? Really? Really? I did a squirrel? Wow. That was probably the worst hunting one so far. We'll do one more. We have lots of bullets, so invested now. I really, I mean, we won't make it all the way to the end here, but I would like to make it to that fort. You're forgetting the mechanical or the modeling. That squirrel just came in like a... Come on. Duh. Wow, the brutal sessions here now. He gives a little bit of food, right? 54 pounds of meat. All right, now we should, hopefully we can make it there without, like... The harsh area. We made it to the fort. Really? Oh, this is fantastic. Every single thing that can go wrong right now. Oh, there's dysentery. We're there. 1 mile. 1 mile. Oh, you didn't make it. Sorry. Yeah, I would like to look around. You almost made it to the fort. Those last 30 miles there was the most eventful thing I've ever seen in any Oregon Trail playthrough. My goodness. It all started with the 7 oxen being stolen, and they just went downhill from there. Wow. There's the 1 oxen we have. He made it. Wow. How much food you got? I'll take it all. It'll look more expensive now, too. We got 25 bucks stuff to spend. Oxen. I should have bought an oxen. I'm very dumb. Doesn't matter now anyway. Change food rations. No, Sean just died from dysentery, as it were. Stop to rest. Very poor. Gotta rest there for a long time. Get everyone healthy again. Filling rations. Can you trade for money? I thought when you ran out of money, that was kind of like your, not get out of jail free card, but that was what you could use. Yeah. I only have 1 oxen, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, I did just kill you, so. See you later. Have a good evening. We're gonna quit out of this game now, I think, and I think we're gonna do this. Pinch food rations. It was a little brutal. We made it there eventually. Bare bones. We're gonna just run for it here. Oh, Pixel cholera, internet goes solar fever. No food. Solar died. Oh, there goes Pixel too. Just fall like flies. Oh, the ox is gone. 2 days. No oxen. Oh, we had no oxen left, so we wandered off. We found him again. Man, I'm still alive. Who's still alive? I think I think me as the main character here. Still alive. I only have 1 oxen, so typhoid. Getting into the bad stuff again. If these were like, they had 1 oxen left. I don't think so, but I can't. How many are still alive? This won't end. Is there any way to quit out of this? You can save. Yeah, we'll save, because, I mean, I definitely want to come back to this one. Clearly, it will go very well next time, too. Oregon Trail is still legendary game for a reason, right? So, all right, we're gonna play a little bit of sup with I can call it there. Made a pretty good run there until again, it's incredible the luck generator, because even if it was stolen like 2 oxen or something, that sucks, but no impassable, but 7 oxen. 7. 7. Yeah, I have a whole bunch more games on here, but we've been playing quite a few anyway, but let's see. Stopwatch is on 9. That might be one I have to run in CGA, actually, but we'll see if it is that or not. Also, I need to stop with. See if it likes VGA or if I switch to CGA, but oh, there we go. Single player. It was a skill issue. That's right. I got to figure out how to play this game. Yeah. Oh. Oh, no. I got shot down. The PSX core is really good now. Whoops. I meant to do that. Apparently, I should not, like, fly into the thing. Get some air, but there's quite a few games like this. I think that Wings of Fury is one that's similar. Oh, I stalled. Oh, I stalled. I got it. I got it. Come on. What? Stop stalling, jerk. Yeah, PlayStation Core is really, really good now. I'll do another stream on that one too, because I played there in beta. I'll take you with me. Boom. I didn't realize that the parts that come flying off the thing when it blows up, um, when it also explodes on you. So I got to be a little more careful about that. It would be nice if I had bombs or anything, but I don't know that I do. See, there's quite a few games that have this similar design, right? But this one definitely is struggling with the graphics or to run. And a decent clip here. Ah, stalling! Kablooey! Ah. That was unceremonial. Fail. Just dumped you right out. Just like that. So yeah. IBM XT. It's a neat machine. And yeah. I'd like to there's a few things I would like to do to this XT, like I mentioned earlier. Um First off is probably an XT ID at some point. And also I'd like to kind of figure out right now, it's kind of like a janky setup in there. Like I mentioned earlier, it has a Pico PSU, and that's just kind of rattling on loose. So the power switch is laying around loose as well. I like to figure out a way to mount all the things cleanly so that it's a real working, good to go machine instead of kind of like having to have this cord dangling out. It works fine, but um, I don't know what that would look like, but there's probably 3D printed brackets you can buy, or if nothing else, I can figure out some mounting solution, because there's a big hole for it. Probably just have to have something, attached to it or whatever. So, but yeah, there's a lot of things I'd like to do to it could make it. I really want to get it in a ready state, and also, I don't have a dry bake cover. You know, it uses black, but it came with this. The guy had basically 3D printed, um, and it's white, and the front of the XT or the dry baits are black. So I don't know if anyone has painted this kind of filament. I'm not sure if that would even come out okay if you can like kind of just sand it lightly and then spray paint it, because it's all, you know, glossy, whatever. But so this fits into the empty drive cage on the XT, but it doesn't do anything. Now, not only is it white, but the mounting holes don't even line up. So it just sits around and flops there. So I like to take some time to TLC this machine and make it, you know, nicer so it's ready to go. Because a lot of the machines he gave me, and was very generous, are all ready to go. And this machine is ready to go as well. But yeah, and you can see here it's designed to fit a hard drive here probably. Because if you look at the front of those IBMs, the drive cages are huge. And you have the case here out. I can't lift up the computer now, but it fits so much here. So, and then on the inside of the XT is like metal, so I think this should be easy enough to figure out a mounting solution. I'm not too worried. I can even do some temporary solutions like some of the command strip and whatever. It's not a big deal, because once that goes in, that probably won't go out. Unless I get a hard drive, I guess. But I like to figure out a way to mount it more appropriately, and there's nothing that lines up. So I haven't found anyone that sells kind of reproduction ones of these either. So I think this is just probably a, you know, hobbyist printing thing. So it's a cool machine. I like to spend some more time TLCing it. Maybe even get a CGA card again, and it would be nice instead of VGA. The VGA is powerful, but it can't run the original stuff. Or maybe keep a CGA in the 5150, because he gave me a 5150 as well, similarly spec'd, Eco PSU, and then Gotek included as well. So I don't know. We'll see. There's a lot of stuff to do now. There's a pile of computers I have to go through. So. But this is a fun machine to stream on. It's fun to do it and share it too. So I appreciate everyone hanging out tonight. But it's almost midnight here now too in Central Time Zone. I know a lot of people are probably already falling asleep. So it's a lot of Gotex. Gotek is very useful for this kind of thing. And yeah, it's a lot of Gotek. The guy was really trying to do like flash things for all the stuff he could. So anyway, fun machine to stream on. Fun tonight. Thanks so much for hanging out, and have a good weekend. I will say I will be in Sweden. I'm flying for Sweden next Thursday. So I will not be streaming next week, and then probably not possible next week either, because I will actually be out of the country. So I will post an update on Discord, whatever happens with that. So anyway, good luck with your restart there, Solar, and hope to see everyone later. Have a good night. Good night.